Good morning. I am Aditi, studying in BSc Chemistry Honours, first year, Alkanes and Cycloalkanes. Part 1, Alkanes. Introduction. Organic compounds containing only carbon and hydrogen are called hydrocarbons. These are broadly divided into two categories: open chain or acyclic hydrocarbons and closed chain or cyclic hydrocarbons. The open chain or acyclic hydrocarbons are also called aliphatic hydrocarbons. These can be further divided into three categories: alkanes, alkenes, and alkynes. Alkanes are saturated acyclic hydrocarbons having the general formula CnH2n plus 2, where n can be any integer. As such, they contain only carbon-carbon and carbon-hydrogen single bonds. Since they are relatively invert towards most of the chemical reagents, they are also called paraffins. Latin paranum, little, affins is equal to affinity. In contrast, cyclic compounds corresponding to alkanes or paraffins are called cycloalkanes or cycloparaffins. Their general formula is CnH2n, where n is equal to 3, 4, etc. In this unit, we shall discuss the nomenclature, method of preparation, and properties of alkenes. Nomenclature of alkenes. The common and IUPAC names of simple alkanes are discussed below. General formula CnH2n plus 2, where n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. They are also represented as RH, where R is equal to CnH2n plus 1 is any alkyl group. Common and IUPAC names. The first four members of the homologous series are known by their special names VIZ, methane, ethane, propane, and butane, while the higher members are named by prefixing the Greek numerals pent 5, hex 6, hept 7, oct 8, etc., indicating the number of carbon atoms in the molecule, to the suffix ane. The name of an individual alkane is always written as one word as shown below. Types of alkanes. Depending upon the structure of the carbon chain, alkanes are of the following two types: straight chain alkanes. As the name suggests, these alkanes contain straight chain of carbon atoms in their molecules. In other words, alkanes in which no carbon atom is linked to more than two other carbon atoms are called straight chain alkanes: butane and butane, hexane and hexane. The common names of straight chain alkanes are the same as their IUPAC names, except that the prefix N normal is used in the common names given with brackets. Branch chain alkanes. In these alkanes, all the carbon atoms are not present in a linear sequence. In other words, alkanes in which at least one carbon atom is linked to 3 or 4 other carbon atoms are called branch chain alkanes. For example, 2-methylpropane isobutane, 2-methylbutane isopentane, 2-methylpentane isohexane, 2,2-dimethylpropane neopentane, 2,2-dimethylbutane neohexane. To distinguish the straight chain alkanes from branch chain alkanes of the same molecular formula, the prefixes iso and neo are used in the common system. The prefix iso is used when the second carbon of the branch chain alkanes carries one methyl group, while the prefix neo is used when the second carbon atom of the branch chain alkane contains two methyl groups. Classification of carbon atoms. The carbon atoms in an alkane molecule may be classified into four types as primary, secondary, tertiary, quaternary as follows. A carbon atom attached to one other carbon atom is called a primary carbon atom and is designated as one carbon. A carbon atom attached to two other carbon atom is called a secondary carbon atom is designated as two carbon. A carbon atom attached to three other carbon atoms is called a tertiary carbon atom and is designated as tertiary carbon. A carbon atom attached to four other carbon atoms is called a quaternary carbon atom and is designated as 4 carbon. The hydrogen atom attached to primary, secondary, tertiary carbon atoms are called primary, secondary, and tertiary hydrogen atoms. It may be noted that there is nothing like quaternary hydrogen atoms, since a quaternary carbon atoms does not carry any hydrogen. The following example clearly illustrates the various types of carbon and hydrogen atoms. Nomenclature of alkyl groups. The removal of one hydrogen atom from the molecule of an alkane gives the corresponding alkyl group. General formula CnH2n plus 1 or R. Common names. These are obtained by replacing the terminal of the corresponding alkane by suffix yl. Alkane ane plus yl alkyl. IUPAC names. Common names of the simple alkyl groups are also retained in the IUPAC system, but quite oftenly in the IUPAC system, the branch chain, also called as complex alkyl groups, are named as alkyl derivatives of the corresponding straight chain alkenes. The common and IUPAC names of some common alkyl groups are given below. Name of the alkane, methane. Formula of the alkyl group, common name, IUPAC name. You can see this. Ethane, ethyl, ethyl. Propane, isopropyl, 1-methyl, ethyl. Butane and butyl, butyl, sec-butyl, 1-methyl propyl. 2-methyl propane, isobutyl, 2-methyl propyl, 1,1-dimethyl ethyl. Nomenclature of branch chain alkanes. The IUPAC name of branch chain or complex alkanes are derived according to the following rules. Longest chain rule. Select the longest continuous chain of carbon atom in the molecule. This is called the parent chain. While all other atoms which are not included in the parent chain are regarded as prefixes, side chains or substituents, the complex alkane is then named as a derivative of the alkane representing the parent chain. It may be noted that the longest chain must always be continuous. It may or may not be straight. For example, longest chain contains 6 carbon atoms and hence I is named as a derivative of hexane. Longest chain contains 7 carbon atoms and hence second is named as a derivative of heptane. Rule for larger number of side chains. If two different chains of equal lengths are possible, select the one with larger number of side chains or alkyl groups. For example, named as hexane with 2 alkyl substituents, named as hexane with 1 alkyl substituent. Lowest number rule or lowest locant rule. Number the carbon atoms of the parent chain as 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. starting from that end, which gives the lowest possible number to the carbon atom carrying the substituent. For example, in structure 1, the numbering can be done in two different ways, IA and IB. The numbering of the carbon chain as assigned in structure IA is correct since it assigns a lowest number 3 to the methyl substituent, while the numbering as given in structure IB is wrong since it assigns a higher number 4 to the methyl substituent. IA correct, IB wrong. The number that indicates the position of the substituent on the parent chain is called the positional number or the locant. Thus, the current locant for the methyl side chain is structure IA is 3. Lowest set of locant rule. When two or more substituents are present, the carbon atoms of the parent chain are numbered in such a way that the set of locants is the lowest. This is called lowest set of locant rule for deciding the lowest set of locants. The carbon atoms of the parent chain are numbered from all the possible directions and a locant assigned to each substituent from either direction. The set of locants from either directions are then compared term by term till the first point of difference is reached. Then that set of locants is prefixed which has a lower number at the first point of difference. That is why this rule is also sometimes called as first point of difference rule. In accordance with the above rules, the carbon atoms of the alkanes given below should be numbered as shown in structures A and not in structures B. A correct, B wrong, set of locants 3, 4, set of locants 4, 5. Out of two sets locants 3, 4 and 4, 5, the first set is lower and hence preferred because the first terms 3 is the first set, 3, 4 is lower than the first term, 4 in the second set, 4, 5. A correct, set of locants 2 to 4, B wrong, set of locants 2, 4, 4. Out of the two sets of locants 2 to 4 and 2, 4, 4, the first set is prefixed because the second term 2 in the first set 2 to 4 is lower than the second term if 4 in the second set 2, 4, 4. It may be noted here that in both the numbering schemes the first term 2 is the same and hence cannot be used to decide the lowest locant set. Name of the complex alkane. Prefix the name of the substituent, the alkyl group, to the name of the parent alkane and indicate its position on the parent chain by writing before it is number of the carbon atom carrying the substituent. The name of the substituent is separated from its locant by a hyphen. The final name of the alkene is always written as one word. Some examples are given below for illustration. 2-methylbutane, 3-ethyl hexane. Alphabetical order of the simple substituents. When two or more simple substituents, branch alkyls, are present on the parent chain, each alkyl group prefixed by its locant is arranged in alphabetical order irrespective of its locant before the name of the parent chain. For example, 3-ethyl 2-methylhexane, 4-ethyl 3-methyl heptane. It may be noted that while deciding the Alphabetical order of the various alkyl groups prefixes iso and neo are considered to be part of the fundamental name of the alkyl group, while the prefixes sec and tert are not. For example, 5 sec butyl 4 isopropyl decane, 4 tert butyl 3 ethyl 2 8 dimethyl 6 neopentyl decane. Numbering of different substituents of equivalent positions. When two different substituents are present at equivalent positions, the numbering of the parent chain is done in such a way that the substituents which comes first in the alphabetical order return first in the name gets the lower number. For example, in the alkane given below, the methyl and ethyl groups are present at equivalent positions 3. Therefore, the carbon atom carrying the ethyl group gets lower number 3. Then carbon atom of the methyl group 4, since the first letter E of the ethyl groups comes first in alphabetical order than the first letter M of the methyl group. Thus the complete number name of the alkane is 3 ethyl 4 methyl hexane and not 4 ethyl 3 methyl hexane. Correct numbering, incorrect numbering. 3 ethyl 5 methyl heptane. Naming same substituent at different positions. When the same substituent occurs more than once on the parent chain at different positions, the locant of each substituent is separated by commas and suitable numerical prefixes such as di for 2, tri for 3, tetra for 4, etc. are attached to the name of the substituents. However, the prefixes di, tri, etc. are not considered while deciding the alphabetical order of the alkyl groups. In case the same substituent occurs twice on the same carbon atom, its locant is also repeated twice. For example, 2,2-dimethylpropane, 2,4-trimethylpentane, 2,5,6-trimethyloctane, 3,3-dimethylpentane, 3-ethyl-2,2,3-trimethylhexane, 3-ethyl-2,2,5-trimethylhexane. Naming the complex substituent or substituted substituent. In case the substituent on the parent chain is complex, it has branch chain, it is named as a substituted alkyl group by separately numbering the carbon atom of this group attached to the parent chain as I. The name of such substituent is always enclosed in brackets to avoid confusion with the numbers of the parent chain. For example, 2,3-dimethyl-6,2-methylpropyl-decane. Complex substituent 5,2,2-dimethylpropyl nonane. If the chain length of two complex substituents is of equal length, then the complex substituent with larger number of alkyl groups forms a part of the longest carbon chain, while the other one is considered the real complex substituent. For example, 5,2-ethylbutyl 3,3-dimethyldecaine correct, 5,2,2-dimethylbutyl 3-ethyldecaine incorrect. While deciding the alphabetical order of the various substituents, the name of the complex substituent is considered to begin with the first letter of its complex name. For example, 7 1,2-dimethylbutyl 5-ethyltridecane. Note. It may be noted here that dimethylbutyl group as a complete substituent is alphabetized under D and as such is before E of ethyl group. When the names of two or more substituents are composed of identical words, priority of citation is given to that substituent which has the lowest locant on the first cited point of difference within the complex substituent. For example, 6,1-methylbutyl 8,2-methylbutyl tridents. Note. It may be noted that 1-methylbutyl group is given priority of citation over 2-methylbutyl group because the locant 1 comes before. 2-methylhexane, 4,4-dimethyloctane, 3,3-dimethylpentane, 3-ethyl-2,2-dimethylpentane, 4-propylheptane. Isomerism in alkanes. The first three number of alkanes, methane, ethane and propane, can have only one structural formula since only one arrangement of atom is possible within these molecules. Thus, these molecules do not show isomerism. However, the higher members from butane onwards can be represented by more than one structural formula and thus exhibits structural isomerism. The two structural isomers of butane can be derived from propane as follows. Propane contains two types of carbon atoms, primary, secondary. If a methyl group is substituted in place of a hydrogen in propane, it gives rise to two isomeric butanes. Their common name are given in the parentheses while the IUPAC name are written outside the brackets. Propene 2 hydrogen 1 hydrogen butane and butane 2 methyl propane isobutane. Both these butanes have the same molecular formula C4H10 but have different structural formula. Thus they are structural isomers. Further, since these isomers differ from each other in the structure or the different arrangement of atoms of carbon chain, they are called chain isomers, and the phenomena is known as chain isomerism. Now N-butane has two 1-degree carbon atoms and two secondary carbon atoms. Isobutane on the other hand has 3 primary carbon atoms and 1 3 carbon atom. Thus the replacement of G hydrogen atom in each of these two isomeric butanes give rise to two pentanes, where N-butane gives first and second, isobutane gives second and third. Replacement or 1-degree hydrogen replacement pentane and pentane 2-methylbutane isopentane replacement 2-methylbutane isopentane 2,2-dimethylpropane neopentane. Thus pentane exists in 3 claim isomers first, second and third known as pentane 2-methylbutane and 2,2-dimethylpropane respectively. Working on similar lines, we can show that hexane have 5 chain isomers as shown below. N-hexane 2-methylpentane 3-methylpentane 2,3-dimethylbutane 2,2-dimethylbutane. Similarly, we can show that heptane has 9 and decane has as many as 25 chain isomers. Sources of alkenes. Petroleum and natural gas are two principal sources of alkenes. Methane is also the principal constituent of the marsh gas produced by the anaerobic absence of air, fermentation of cellulose. Some plant waxes also contain alkanes. For example, wood, turpentine, or some pine trees contain N-heptane C7H16 and cabbage leaves contain N-nonaconsane C29H60. General methods of formation of alkanes. Catalytic hydrogenation of unsaturated hydrocarbons. The addition of hydrocarbon to unsaturated hydrocarbons such as alkenes or alkynes to form alkenes is called hydrogenation. It is usually carried out by treating the unsaturated compound with molecular hydrogen in presence of finely divided metal catalysis such as platinum, palladium or nickel. Alkane, alkane, alkene, alkane, alkyne, alkane, where R and R naught may be hydrogen or same or different alkyl groups. With platinum, palladium and Renni nickel, hydrogenation proceeds smoothly and quantitatively at ordinary temperature and pressures. However, with ordinary nickel as catalyst, relatively higher temperatures 523, 573 Kelvin are often required. This hydrogenation of unsaturated hydrocarbons using ordinary nickel at a temperature of about 523 to 573 Kelvin is commonly known as Sabatier and Sandron's reaction or reduction. Ethylene, ethane, acetylene, ethane. Catalytic hydrogenation is by far the most important method of preparation of alkanes. However, methane cannot be prepared by this method. Reduction of alkyl halides. Alkyl halides can be reduced to alkanes by a number of different reagents, either directly or indirectly. Direct reduction of alkyl halides may be done in the following different ways. Reduction by dissolving metals such as zinc, CH3COOH, HCl, Zn and NaOH or Zn. Cu couple and ethanol etc. gives alkanes. Ethyl halide, alkane, 2-bromobutane, butane. Mechanism. The reduction occurs by transfer of electrons from the metal to the alkyl halide, forming first a carbon anion, which being highly reactive then abstracts a proton from the acid or any other potential proton donor such as alcohol as shown below. Carbon anion alkane. Reduction by chemical reagents such as lithium aluminium hydride LiAiH4 and sodium borohydride NaBH4 from LiAlH4 alkane. Primary and secondary alkyl halides are readily reduced to alkanes by LiAH4, but tertiary alkyl halides mainly undergo dehydrogenation to give alkanes. On the other hand, NaBH4 reduce secondary tertiary alkyl halides but not primary, whereas triphenyllithium hydride PH3SNH reduces all the three types of alkyl halides. Catalytic hydrogenalysis implies cleavage of a sigma bond with H2 in presence of catalyst. The best catalyst is PDC. but RNNI has also been effective provided it is used in a large excess. Reduction with HI and red P allyl iodides are readily reduced to the corresponding alkanes by heating with concentration HI in presence of red P at 423 Kelvin. The purpose of red phosphorus is to remove the iodine liberated in the reaction, otherwise, it would react with the alkane to give the alkyl halide back. Indirect reduction. Alkyl halides react with magnesium and dry ether to form alkyl magnesium halides called Grignard reagents. These Grignard reagents are very reactive and hence are decomposed by water or any potential proton donor such as alcohols, amines, etc. to form alkenes. Alkyl halide Grignard reagent alkane basic magnesium halide. Wurtz reaction. This reaction involves the interaction of two molecules of same or different alkyl halides with metallic sodium in presence of dry ether to form alkenes. Alkyl halide alkene. The order of reactivity of different alkyl halides in the reaction follow the sequence iodides, bromides, chlorides, alkyl fluorides, however, do not react. This method is quite convenient for the preparation of symmetrical alkanes (RR). Alkanes can containing even number of carbon atoms such as ethane and butane, etc. However, it is not suitable for the preparation of unsymmetrical alkanes (RR). Alkanes containing odd number of carbon atoms such as propane and pentane, etc. This is because of the reason that is in the preparation of such alkanes an equimolar propane and pentane. This is because of the reason that is the preparation of such alkanes or an equimolar mixture of two different alkyl halides is used, which is addition to reacting with each other also react amongst themselves, producing a mixture of three alkanes. For example, when a mixture of methyl bromide and ethyl bromide is treated with sodium, it forms a mixture of ethane and butane and propane according to the reactions first, second and third respectively as shown below. CH3Br plus 2Na plus Br CH3, methyl bromide, ethane, ethyl bromide and butane, propane. The boiling points of these alkanes are very close and hence they cannot be easily separated in the laboratory. Limitation. Halogen compounds containing other reactive functional groups such as OH, COOH, etc. can be used in this reaction. The reaction fails with tert alkyl halides. Methane cannot be prepared by this method. Importance. Wurtz reaction is very useful for ascending the series of organic compounds since it involves the formation of a new carbon-carbon bond. Mechanism. The reaction is believed to occur by the following two mechanisms. Through the intermediate formation of organ sodium compound, the mechanism operates when the Wurtz reaction is carried out in solution. Alkyl sodium alkane. Evidence in sport. Wurtz reaction, like any other organic reaction, gives side products, for example, when two molecules of ethyl iodide are reacted. Besides N-butane, ethylene and ethane are also produced in small amounts. The formation of these side products can be easily explained in terms of the above mechanism. Ethyl sodium, ethane, ethylene. Free radical mechanism. This mechanism operates when the reaction is carried out in the vapor phase, a condition suitable for generation of free radicals. Sodium first reacts with alkyl halide forming free radicals, which then couple together to form alkanes. Evidence. The free radical mechanism also explains the formation of side products by disproportionation of the intermediate free radicals. For example, ethyl free radical, ethane, ethylene, Corey-House reaction. This is a useful variation of the Wurtz reaction and involves the interaction between a suitable lithium dialkyl cuprate with an alkyl halide to form alkane is excellent yields. Lithium dialkyl cuprate alkyl halide alkane. Lithium dialkyl cuprate needed for the purpose is prepared as follows. For good yields, alkyl halides must be either a methyl halide, a primary alkyl halide, or a secondary cycloalkyl halide with the alkyl groups is organometallically compound, may be methyl primary, secondary or tertiary. For example, lithium dimethyl cuprate and pentane methyl copper, sec butyl chloride, sec butyl lithium, lithium D sec butyl cuprate, 3-methyl octane. Merits. Corey-House reaction is better than Wurtz reaction since it can be used for the synthesis of all types of alkanes which may be straight chain or branch chain and may contain either even or odd number of carbon atoms. This reaction is particularly useful for the synthesis of higher alkanes. Decarboxylation of carboxylic acids. The Process of removal of a molecule of CO2 from carboxylic acid is called decarboxylation. When sodium salt of a monocarboxylic acid is fused with soda lime NaOH plus CaO in the ratio 3:1 at about 630 Kelvin, a molecule of CO2 is lost and an alkane with one carbon atom less than the carboxylic acid is formed. Instead of sodium salts, carboxylic acids can also be used. For example, sodium hydroxide alone could also have been used in the above reaction, but soda lime is preferred because of the following two reasons. It permits the reaction to be carried out at relatively higher temperature to ensure complex decarboxylation. CaO present in soda lime keeps it dry because NaOH is quite hygroscopic, absorb moisture from air in nature. Mechanism. A probable mechanism for this reaction is in follows. Alkane carbonate ion. Limitations. Only sodium acetate gives a good yield of methane, while in all other cases such as decomposition of sodium propionate, butyrate and caporate, a mixture of products is obtained. For example, sodium propionate Kolb's electrolysis method. When a concentrated aqueous solution of sodium or potassium salt of a fatty acid is electrolyzed, alkanes are produced. Sodium acetate ethane. The reaction is believed to occur through the following steps: ionization. At cathode, both CH3COO and OH ions will migrate towards the cathode. Since the electron releases tendency of CH3COO ions is much higher than that of OH ions, therefore CH3COO ions will be discharged in preference to OH ions. At anode, both Na positive and H positive ions will migrate towards the anode. Since the electron accepting tendency of H positive ions is much higher than that of Na positive ions, therefore H positive ions will be discharged in preference to Na positive ions. Thus, during Kolb's electrolysis, alkane and CO2 will be involved at the anode while H2 will be involved at the cathode. Consequently, Na positive and OH ions will remain in the solution. In other words, at the Kolb's reaction proceeds, the pH of solution gradually increases. The formation of alkane at the cathode occurs by a free radical mechanism as shown below. Acetate ion, acetate free radical, methyl free radical, ethane. Limitations. Only alkanes with even number of carbon atoms can be prepared by this method. When a mixture of sodium or potassium salts of two different carboxylic acids is electrolyzed, a mixture of three alkanes is produced. Wurtz reaction. Methane cannot be prepared by this method. General physical properties. The physical properties of alkanes such as melting point, boiling point, solubility, density, etc. mainly depend upon the intermolecular forces of attraction. Since alkanes are almost non-polar molecules, therefore, the main attractive forces in them are van der Waals forces, which depends upon the shape and size of the molecules. As the molecular sizes increases as we move down the homologous series, therefore these properties shows a uniform variation down the family as discussed below. Boiling points. The first 4 carbon among alkanes are colorless gases. The next 13 N-alkanes are liquids, while the higher members are waxy solids. The boiling points of straight chain alkanes increase fairly regularly with increase in their molecular mass. On the average, the boiling point generally increases by 20-30 Kelvin for the addition of each carbon atom or a CH2 group to the chain. The difference in boiling points is, however, greater for the lower homologous than for the higher homologous. This regular increase in the boiling points of a straight chain alkanes with increase in the carbon content is due to a corresponding increase in the molecular size and hence the surface area of the molecules. As a result, the magnitude of the van der Waals forces of attraction goes up and hence the boiling point increases accordingly. Amongst isomeric alkanes, the branch chain isomers has invariably the lower boiling point among than the corresponding N-alkane. This is due to the reason that with branching the shape of the molecule tends to approach that of a sphere. As a result, the surface area of the branch isomer decreases due to lesser surface area of these molecules. The van der Waals forces of attraction operating between their molecule become comparatively weaker and hence lesser amount of energy is required to overcome them. As a result, the boiling points of branch chain isomers are lower than those of the corresponding N-alkanes. N-pentane, isopentane, neopentane. Further, it has been observed that greater the branching, lower is the boiling point of the branch isomers For example, the boiling point of 2,2-dimethylpropane neopentane 285.5 Kelvin with two branches are lower than those of 2-methylbutane isopentane 301 Kelvin with one branch chain and N-pentane 309 Kelvin with no branch chains. Melting point, like melting boiling points, the melting points of alkanes also increase with increase in carbon content, but the variation is not regular. Melting points of some N-alkanes from table 4.1. It is clear that alkanes with even number of carbon atoms have higher melting points than those with an odder number of carbon atoms. This property is commonly known as alternation effect and can be explained as follows. The melting point of a substance depends not only upon the size and shape of the molecules but also upon how closely the molecules are packed in the crystal lattice. But due to sp3 hybridization in alkanes, any two bonds of a carbon atom make an angle of 109 degree 28 with one another. As a result, in an alkanes, the carbon atoms are arranged in a zigzag chain rather than in a straight chain as commonly written. Therefore, in N-alkanes containing as even number of carbon atoms, the two terminal methyl groups lie on the opposite sides of the zigzag chain. On the other hand, in case of N-alkanes having odd number of carbon atoms, the two terminal methyl groups will lie on the same side of the zigzag chain. It may be noted that such an alternation effect is not observed in boiling point, since in the liquid the conformations of the molecules are not fixed but keep on changing as a result of collisions. Solubility, like dissolves like, is the general rule of solubility. In the light of the rule, alkanes which are predominantly non-polar are insoluble in polar solvents such as water, alcohol, etc., but are highly soluble in non-polar solvents such as petroleum, ether, benzene, carbon tetrachloride, etc. Density. The densities of alkane increase with increase in the molecular mass till the eliminating value of about 0.8 gram centimeter cube is reached. This means that all alkanes are lighter than water. General chemical properties. Alkanes are a rather unreactive class of compound at room temperature and moderate temperature. They are quite stable towards and most of the chemical reagents such as acids, alkalis, oxidizing agents, reducing agents, etc. Their relative inertness of alkanes is due to the following two reasons. Alkanes are made up of only CC and CH sigma bonds, which are non-polar since the electronegativity of carbon 2.5 and hydrogen 2.1 do not differ appreciably. Thus, alkanes are non-polar molecules. As a result, polar and ionic reagent, acids, alkalis, etc., find no reaction sites in alkane molecules. Both CC and CH bonds are quite strong. Therefore, collisions of the alkane molecules with almost all the reagent at room temperature do not provide sufficient energy to break these bonds. However, at higher temperatures or in the presence of ultraviolet light, these collisions provide sufficient energy to break these bonds, but only homolytically to produce free radicals. As a result, at higher temperatures or in the presence of ultraviolet light, alkanes undergo free radical reactions. The free radical reactions in principle can be either addition or substitution. Since alkanes do not contain multiple double or triple bonds, therefore only type of reactions which alkanes undergo are free radical substitution reactions. Some important chemical reactions of alkanes are discussed under the following categories: substitution reaction, isomerism reaction, alkylation reaction, cracking or fragmentation reactions, aromatization or reforming reactions, oxidizing reaction. Substitution reaction. In these reactions, one or more hydrogen atom of alkanes are replaced by an equal number of other atoms or groups. Some important substitution reaction are halogenation, nitration, and sulfonation. They are briefly discussed below. Halogenation. The most important substitution reaction of alkanes is halogenation. It involves the replacement of one or more hydrogen atoms of an alkane by a corresponding number of halogen atoms. It is carried out by treating an alkane with a suitable halogen in presence of ultraviolet light or by heating the reaction mixture to 520 to 670 Kelvin. The order of reactivity of different halogens in these reactions is F2Cl2 Br2 I2. Chlorination. During chlorination of methane, all the four hydrogen atoms are replaced one by one to form a mixture of product. For example, methane, chloromethane, chloromethane, dichloromethane, dichloromethane, trichloromethane, trichloromethane, tetrachloromethane. Brominization. Bromine reacts with alkanes in a similar manner but less readily. Ethane, bromoethane. Iodination. The reaction of iodine with alkane is reversible because the hydrogen iodide formed as byproduct is a moderate reducing agent and hence reduces the iodoalkane back to alkane. Iodomethane, methyl iodide. Thus, direct iodination of alkanes cannot be brought about. However, the iodination can be carried out in presence of an oxidizing agent, such as iodic acid HiO3, nitric acid HNO3, or mercuric acid HGO, which converts Hi to I2 as it formed. Fluorination of alkane is too vigorous to be controlled under ordinary conditions. Furthermore, fluorination brings that extensive rupture of CC and CH bond, leading to a mixture of product. Thus, fluorination of alkanes with pure fluorine is of little practical use. However, fluorination of alkanes can be carried out by diluting fluorine with an inert gas such as a nitrogen or argon. Alternatively, alkyl fluorides are more conventionally prepared indirectly by heating suitable chloroalkanes with organic inorganic fluorides such as ASF3, SbF3, AgF, Hg2F2, etc. For example, fluoroethane. This reaction is called Schwartz reaction. Nitration. The process of replacement of a hydrogen atom by a nitro NO2 group is called nitration. At ordinary temperature, alkanes do not react with HNO3. However, when a mixture of an alkane and forming HNO3 vapors are heated at 423 to 673 Kelvin, under pressure, vapor phase nitration, alkane undergo nitration, giving a mixture of nitroalkanes resulting through cleavage of carbon-carbon bonds. For example, methane forming nitromethane, ethane, nitroethane, nitromethane. Propane, 1 nitropropane, 2 nitropropane, nitroethane, nitromethane. The order of reactivity of different hydrogens in the reaction is tertiary, secondary, primary. Mechanism. The reaction occurs by the following free radical mechanism. Sulfonation. Substitution of a hydrogen atom of an alkane by sulfonic acid group is called sulfonation. It is carried out by heating an alkane with forming sulfuric acid at 675 to 725 Kelvin. Branch chain and higher normal alkanes containing 6 or more carbon atoms undergo sulfonation to give alkane sulfonic acid. The ease of substitution is tertiary, secondary, primary. N-hexane sulfonic acid, 2-methylpropane, 2-methylpropane, 2-sulfonic acid. Mechanism. Like nitration, sulfonation also occurs by a free radical mechanism. Isomerization. When alkanes are heated with anhydrous aluminum chloride and hydrogen chloride, they are converted into branch chain alkanes. This process is called isomerization. For example, N-butane, isobutane. N-hexane, 2-methylpentane, 3-methylpentane. The process of isomerization has been of great utility for increasing the octane number of a particular petroleum fraction. Mechanism. Isomerization occurs through carbocation intermediates which result through the protonation of the alkene produced as a result of dehydrogenation of the alkane. The carbocation thus produced undergo a series of 1,2 hydride and 1,2 methyl shifts to produce a more stable tertiary carbocation, which ultimately accepts a hydride ion from the alkane to produce the corresponding branch chain alkane. Thus, N-butane, 2-butane, 2-butene, 2-butyl carbocation. Alkylation. Alkanes containing a tertiary hydrogen atom such as isobutane react with alkenes when heated in presence of acidic catalysts such as concentrated H2SO4 HF to produce larger branch chain alkenes. For example, isobutane reacts with isobutylene in presence of concentrated H2SO4 to produce 2,2,4-trimethylpentane. Isobutane, isobutylene, 2,2,4-trimethylpentane, isooctane. Like isomerization, alkylation occurs through carbocation intermediates. Isobutylene, 3-butyl carbocation. Isobutylene, 3-butyl carbocation. Steps 2nd and 3rd are repeated over and over again. Cracking or fragmentation. The process in which high boiling hydrocarbons are converted into a mixture of two low boiling hydrocarbons by heating strongly in absence of air is called cracking or fragmentation. It involves cleavage of CC and CH bonds and occurs by a free radical mechanism. It is mainly of two types: thermal cracking, catalytic cracking. Thermal cracking. It is a cracking by action of heat alone, since during thermal cracking random cleavage of carbon-carbon bond occurs. Therefore, cracking of dodecane can give a number of hydrocarbons such as decane, nonane, octane, heptane, hexane, pentane, butane, propene, butane, pentane, hexane, etc. as shown below. Dodecane, decane, ethane, nonane, propane, octane, butane, heptane, pentane, hexane, hexane. Thus, from the above discussion, we conclude that thermal cracking is difficult to control and hence a complex mixture of product is always obtained. It is because of the limitation that nowadays catalytic cracking is used instead of thermal cracking, catalytic cracking. Catalytic cracking is in fact thermal cracking in presence of catalytic. The most commonly and catalytic is a mixture of silica and aluminium 4:1. Catalytic cracking is generally carried out at lower temperature 600 and 650 Kelvin than thermal cracking. Dodecaine, heptane, pentane. This is the most widely and used method in petroleum industry, and at present about 85% of the total world production of gasoline is obtained by this method. Further, this is the most important method for the manufacture of alkenes such as ethane, propene and butane, which are widely used in industry. Aromatization or reforming. An alkanes containing 6 to 8 carbon atoms when heated to 87% Kelvin under a pressure of 10 to 20 atmosphere and in presence of a catalyst consisting of oxides of chromium and vanadium supported over alumina are converted into aromatic hydrocarbons. Other catalysts which are commonly used are palladium, platinum or nickel. Hexane, cyclohexane, benzene, heptane, methyl cyclohexane, toluene. This process, which involves cyclization, isomerization in each case of an octane and dehydrogenation, is called aromatization and is widely used for the manufacture of aromatic hydrocarbons such as benzene, toluene, xylenes, etc. from N-alkanes and cycloalkanes. In petroleum industry, this process is used to improve the quality of gasoline. Therefore, it is called reforming. Further, it has been found that platinum is the best catalyst, and that is why reforming is sometimes referred to as platforming. Oxidation reactions. Some important oxidation reactions of alkenes are as follows: complete oxidation or combustion. On heating, alkenes readily burn in air or oxygen, producing CO2 and H2O. This process is called combustion. Since the process of combustion is accompanied by liberation of large amount of heat, therefore, alkenes, which are the constituents of LPG, gasoline, kerosene oil, and diacetyl, are widely used as fuel. Incomplete combustion. If the combustion of alkenes is carried out in limited supply of air or oxygen, CO is produced along with unburnt carbon in the form of carbon black or soot, limited carbon black. Carbon black is used in the preparation of blackings, paints, polishes, etc. Reactions with steam. Methane reacts with steam at 1273 Kelvin in presence of nickel or as catalyst, forming CO and H2. This method is used for industrial preparation of dihydrogen. Catalytic or controlled oxidation. Different products are formed under different conditions. When a mixture of methane and oxygen N/1 by volume at a pressure of 100 atmosphere is passed through a copper tube at 573 Kelvin, methanol is formed. Methane, CO2, methanol. When a mixture of methane and oxygen under pressure is passed over heated molybdenum oxide, it is oxidized to methanol. Methanol. Higher alkanes on oxidation is presence of silver oxide give carboxylic acids. Alkanes are carboxylic acids. In general, oxidizing agents such as KMnO4, K2Cr2O7, etc. have no effect on alkanes. However, alkanes containing a tertiary hydrogen can be oxidized to the corresponding alcohols, isobutane, tert, butyl alcohol. Mechanism of halogen of alkanes. The halogenation of alkanes occurs by free radical mechanism. Each free radical reaction consists of three steps: chain initiation, chain propagation, chain termination. Let us illustrate the mechanism of halogenation of alkanes by considering the chlorination of methane. Chain initiation. When a mixture of methane, CH4 and Cl2 is heated to 525 to 675 Kelvin in dark or subjected to ultraviolet light at room temperature, Cl2 observes energy and undergoes homolytic fission, producing chlorine free radical or atoms. Chain propagation. The chlorine free radical produced above collides with methane molecule, abstract hydrogen and formal methyl free radical and HCl molecule as shown in step 1. This reaction occurs through a transition state as shown in figure 4.1. The methyl free radical thus produced reacts with a molecule of chlorine forming methyl chloride. Another chlorine free radical as shown in step 2. This second step also occurs through a transition state as shown in figure 4.1. Methane, methyl free radical, methyl chloride. The above two steps are repeated over and over again and the chain gets propagated. In other words, a single photon of light observed by Cl2 can bring about the conversion of a large number of CH4 molecules into CH3Cl. Such reactions are called chain reaction. It is evident from step 1 and 2 that for every mole of methane that is converted into CH3Cl, 104.52 kg mole of heat is liberated. The reaction is thus exothermic and the change in enthalpy of the reaction is negative. The energy diagram for the overall propagation step is shown in figure 4.1. Potential energy diagram for the chlorination of methane. It is clear from figure 4.1 that the energy of activation for step 1 is more than that of step 2. This implies that step 1 is more difficult and hence it is the rate determining step of the reaction. In other words, formation of CH3 radical is slow, but once it is produced, it reacts quickly with Cl2 molecule forming CH3Cl and Cl radical. When sufficient amount of methyl chloride has been formed, the chlorine free radical produced in step 2 has a greater chance of colliding with a molecule of methyl chloride rather than with a molecule of methane. In such a collision occurs, a new free radical CH2Cl is produced step 3, which may subsequently react with Cl2 producing a molecule of methylene chloride step 4 and another chlorine free radical. This process continues till all the hydrogen atom of methane are substituted by halogen steps step 5, 6, 7, 8. Chain termination. The chain reaction discussed above may come to a halt if two of the same or different free radicals combine amongst themselves without producing new free radicals. Some of the possible chain isomer termination steps are: effect of heat or ultraviolet light evidence in support of the above free radical mechanism. The following facts support the above mechanism. Methane does not react with chlorine at room temperature but reacts readily in the dark at temperature above 525 Kelvin or at room temperature in presence of ultraviolet light. This fact can be easily explained on the basis of above mechanism. The chain initiation step in the above mechanism involving the cleavage of Cl2 molecule into chlorine free radicals is endothermic and hence requires energy in form of heat or light to initiate the reaction. Quantum yield is high. The reaction has a high quantum yield. When the reaction is induced by light, several thousand molecules of methyl chloride are produced for each photon of light that is observed. This fact can be easily explained in terms of chain propagating steps 1 and 2, which being exothermic repeat themselves several times before coming to a halt. There is practically no reaction between methane and chlorine at 415 Kelvin. However, if a small amount of tetramethyl lead is added to the reaction mixture at this temperature, a vigorous reaction occurs. This may be explained as follows. At 415 tetramethyl lead, TML decomposes to produce CH3 radicals which can then react with Cl2 to form Cl radicals. The chlorine radical in turn can react with methane to produce CH3 radical which then propagates the chain in the above mechanism. The reaction is inhibited by oxygen. The presence of a small amount of oxygen slows down the reaction for a period of time which depends upon the amount of oxygen present, after which the reaction proceeds normally. This fact may be explained as follows. Oxygen is known to exist at the radical OO in the ground state. It reacts with CH3 radical to form a peroxy free radical which being much less reactive than CH3 radical breaks the chain and hence slows down the reaction considerably. Once all the oxygen present has reacted, the reaction is free to protected at normal rate. Such a substance that slows down or stops a reaction when present in even small amount is called an inhibitor, and the period of time during which the reaction slows down and after which it proceeds normally it's called the inhibition period. Similarly, presence of any other radical initiated such as benzoyl peroxide may either increase the rate of the reaction or may bring about the reaction at a much lower temperature by producing chlorine free radicals from chlorine molecule. Benzoyl peroxide, benzoyloxy free radical. Relative reactivities of halogen in halogenation of alkenes. We have already stated that the relative reactivities of various halogenations towards halogenation of alkenes follows the sequence F2Cl2Br2I2. This order of reactivity can be easily explained on the basis of the magnitude and the sign of the delta H of these halogenation reactions as shown below. You can see this. It follows from the above values of delta H that fluorination, chlorination and bromination are exothermic whereas iodination is endothermic. Further, since the value of delta H decreases from fluorination to chlorination and then to bromination, it follows that the other of reactivity of methane towards halogenation is F2Cl2Br2I2. We have already studied that each of the above halogenation reactions consists of 3 steps. Let us now examine as to which of these steps in fact determines this order of reactivity. The changes in delta H for each of these 3 steps for the 4 halogenations are given below. Step 1 is a simple dissociation reaction, and hence delta H is equal to में chlorine with the highest should dissociate most slowly while iodine with the lowest should dissociate most rapidly, but this order of reactivity does not agree with the experimental facts. Therefore, step 1 cannot control the order of reactivity of different halogens in the halogenation of the alkenes. Step 3 involving the attack of the halogens on methyl radical is exothermic for all the halogens with chlorine, bromine and iodine having nearly the same value of delta H. For these reactions is expected to very low. Therefore, step 3 does not account for the observed order of reactivity, especially for iodine, since iodine has also been found to react with methyl radicals generated by heating tetramethyl lead radially. Step 2 involving the abstraction of hydrogen from methane by a halogenation atom has a wide speed of delta H. Values for exothermic reactions can be very small, but for endothermic reaction it has to be at least as large as delta H of the reaction. Experimentally, it has been found that for highly exothermic reaction with fluorine atom, for the slightly endothermic reaction with chlorine atom, it is a 16.72 kilojoule, and for moderately endothermic reaction with bromine atom is 75.24 kilojoule, and for the highly endothermic reaction with the iodine atom for step 2 to be at least as high as 137.9 kilojoule. In other words, the decreasing order for step 2 for the 4 halogens in as iodination, bromination, chlorination, fluorination. Consequently, the order of reactivity of the various halogens towards methane should follow the sequence fluorination, chlorination, bromination, iodination. Thus, step 2 controls the reactivity of the various halogens towards halogenation of methane and other alkanes as well. Orientation in halogenation of alkanes. All the 4 hydrogen atoms of methane are equivalent. Similarly, ethane has only one type of hydrogen atoms which are primary. Hence, both methane and ethane or halogenation give only one type of monohalogenation derivative, propane, butane and isobutane. On the other hand, each have 2 types of hydrogen atoms. Propane and butane have primary and secondary, which isobutane has. And hence, on halogenation, each of these gives 2 different monohalogen derivatives. Likewise, it can be extracted that halogenation of higher alkanes will give a number of isomeric monohalogenation derivatives depending upon the types of hydrogen atoms present in the molecule. Further, since the abstraction of these different types of hydrogen atoms occurs at different rates, therefore the isomeric monohalogenation derivatives are always obtained in different amounts. Thus, for compounds in which there are 2 or more reactive sites, the problem of accelerating where it is the molecule the reaction is most likely to occur and what are the relative amounts of isomeric products formed is called orientation. To examine the problem of orientation, let us consider the chlorination of propane. It gives 2 products, N-propyl chloride and isopropyl chloride. Propane N-propyl radical, N-propyl chloride, isopropyl radical, isopropyl chloride. The relative amounts of N-propyl chloride and isopropyl chloride will certainly depend upon the relative rates at which N-propyl radical and isopropyl radical are formed. If we suppose this isopropyl radicals are formed faster, than isopropyl chloride will be formed faster and will make up the large fraction of the product. If on the other hand N-propyl radicals are formed faster, then N-propyl chloride will make up the larger fractions of the product. In other words, orientation is determined by the relative rates of these competing reactions. We have already discussed in Unit 2 the rate of any reaction depends upon 3 factors: collision frequency, probability or orientation factor, and energy factor. Rate proportional collision frequency multiply probability for factor multiply energy factor. Let us now examine in which of these factors the formation of N-propyl radical and isopropyl radical differ. Collision frequency. The collision frequency must be the same for the two reactions since both involve collision between the same particles, propane molecule and Cl radical. Thus, collision frequency are not expected to affect the rate of two competing reactions in question. Probability factor. If a primary hydrogen is to be abstracted, then at the time of collision, the propane molecule should be oriented in such a way that the Cl radical strikes a primary hydrogen with full force, and if a secondary hydrogen is to be abstracted, then at the time of collision, the propane molecule should so oriented that the Cl radical strikes a secondary hydrogen with full force. Since there are 6 primary and only 2 secondary hydrogens in each propane molecule, we might expect that the probability factor should favor the abstraction of primary hydrogens over secondary hydrogen by a ratio of 6:2 or 3:1. Energy factor. If the probability factor were the only factor involved which affected the relative rates of formation of N-propyl radical and the isopropyl radical, then the relative amount of N-propyl chloride and isopropyl chloride formed should be 3:1, but in actual practice the two chlorides are formed in roughly equal amounts, 45:55, 1:1 or 3:3. In other words, the amount of isopropyl chlorides formed in 3 times as large as predicted, thus implies that about 3 times as many collisions with secondary hydrogens are productive as collisions with primary hydrogens. If our assumption about the probability factor is correct, then it is reasonable to believe that the difference in the rates of two competing reactions in question is only due to energy factor for the abstraction of a secondary hydrogen is less than that of a primary hydrogen. This is responsible to accept since we know that a secondary radical is more stable than a primary radical and hence should be formed faster. The chlorination of isobutane like propane shows similarly tends in the case of abstraction of the 9 primary hydrogen atoms give isobutyl chloride, whereas abstraction of the single tertiary hydrogen atoms gives tert butyl chloride. Evidently, on the basis of probability factor alone, the relative amount of isobutyl chloride to tert butyl chloride should be 9:1. However, experimentally it has been found that the ratio is 64:36 or roughly 2:1 or 9:4.5. This implies that tertiary hydrogen atom is abstracted about 4.5 times faster than the primary hydrogen atoms. In other words, is less for abstraction of a tertiary hydrogen than for a primary hydrogen, and in fact even lesser than for the abstraction of a secondary hydrogen. A study of the chlorination reactions of a large number of alkenes has revealed that the 3 kinds of hydrogens are always abstracted in the same sequence: tertiary, secondary, primary at room temperature. It has found that the relative rates of abstraction of tertiary, secondary and primary hydrogens are in the ratio 5:3.8:1. Using these values, we can predict quite accurately the relative amount of the various isomeric chlorination product from any given alkene, for example, N-butane, N-butyl chloride, sec-butyl chloride. The expected ratio of N-butyl chloride and sec-butyl chloride can be calculated as follows: is equal to 28% by 72%. Or amount of sec-butyl chloride 2.54 into amount of N-butyl chloride. The same ratio of product has indeed been found experimentally in bromination of alkanes. The same sequence of reactivity has been found out with very widely different reactivity ratios. For example, at 400 Kelvin, the relative rates of abstraction of tertiary, secondary, primary hydrogen atoms are in the ratio 1600 into 82:1. By using these values, we can predict fairly accurately the relative amount of the isomeric bromination products obtained from any given alkene, for example, propane, N-propyl bromide, isopropyl bromide. In actual practice, the yields of an N-propyl bromide and isopropyl bromide obtained are 3% and 97% respectively. Similarly, we can explain the bromination of N-butane gives only 1.8% of N-butyl bromide and 98.2% of sec-butyl bromide. Thus, N-butane, N-butyl bromide, sec-butyl bromide, N-butyl bromide divided sec-butyl bromide is equal to 1.8 ratio divided 98.2 ratio. Reactivity and selectivity. These two terms are closely related and deal with the relative rates of the reactions. In the present context of halogenation of alkenes by reactivity, we mean the relative rates at which an alkane reacts with chlorine and bromine under similar conditions without any reference to the type of hydrogen abstracted by the halogen. Selectively, on the other hand, means that the relative rates at which a given halogenation abstracts the three different types of hydrogen, primary, secondary, tertiary atoms and an alkane. Since the abstraction of a hydrogen atom from an alkane result in the formation of alkyl radical. Therefore, selectively also implies the relative rates at which the three radical types of alkyl radicals, primary, secondary, tertiary, are formed. When we have discussed in SAC 4.10 that chlorination of N-butane gives N-butyl chloride and SAC-butyl chloride in the present 28:72, while bromination under similar conditions gives a mixture of N-butyl bromide and SAC-butyl bromide in the ratio. Thus, it is evident from the above reactions that chlorine is more reactive but less selective, whereas bromine is less reactive but more selective. In general, it has been found that less reactive the reagent, more selective it is. This is called reactivity-selectivity principle. To understand this relationship, let us consider the transition states during the reaction of alkane with chlorine and bromine atoms separately. The reaction of an alkane with the highly reactive chlorine atom is an exothermic reaction and has a low. Due to this low, the transition state is reached early in the process when the alkyl group has developed only a little radical character. The transition state resembles the reactants as shown below. Therefore, the stability of the incipient alkyl radical has only a little effect on the each of with the reaction occurs. Chlorination, high reactivity, low selectivity, transition state reach early little radical character. Bromination, low reactivity, high selectivity, transition state reached late much radical character. On the other hand, the reaction of the unreactive bromine atom with an alkane is highly endothermic and thus has a high due to this large. The transition state is reached late in the process when the alkyl radical has developed sufficient radical character. The transition state resembles the produces alkyl radicals as shown above depending upon the relative stabilities of three types of incipient alkyl radicals. The three transition states are stabilized to different extents and hence greatly affect the rates of abstraction of primary, secondary, tertiary hydrogen atoms. Since the relative stabilities of the alkyl halides, alkyl radicals follows the sequence tertiary, secondary, primary. Therefore, the relative stabilities of the transition states involving these alkyl radicals should also follow the same sequence. The difference in energies of these three transition state is quite large, approximately of the same order of magnitude as the corresponding difference in energies of the three types of alkyl radicals. In other words, the selectivity of bromine atom is due to large difference in relative solubilities of the transition states involving tertiary, secondary and primary alkyl radicals, and the reaction occurs through the transition state of lowest energy. By contrast, the low selectivity of chlorine atom is due to little radical character of the alkyl groups and hence the relative stabilities of the transition states resulting through the abstraction of tertiary, secondary, primary hydrogen atoms of the alkane are only slightly affected by the relative stabilities of the incipient alkyl radicals. As a result, the difference in the relative stabilities of the transition state is only a little and hence the chlorination occurs through all the available different transition states leading to a mixture of products.